Okay, all right. And here we go. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta. Hold it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today or year, coming with another wonderful episode of, that's right, you best believe it, BlackTogether. You better believe it. We here. You know what I'm saying? We're actually on a new night. Used to do Tuesdays. Now we're moving to Thursdays because things go on. And we got roll with the flow. But tonight, we are here to on two things. One, to celebrate a return of a show that we watch. And two, to talk about the relationships in said show. Because at BlackTogether, we get into relationships from the point of view of a black married couple. Relationship issues, family issues, societal issues, things of that nature. So, without further ado, I'm not here by myself. I'm joined to my left, the awesome, amazing, beautifully made Lady Lisa. Say what's up.
Hey, y'all.
So, big shout out to everybody in the chat early, everybody in the replay. Big shout out to folks like Jenna James, Tracy Lee, Tyler Bennett. Big shout out to Marquis Collins, Thought Crimes. Also, all of our Patron supporters, Cash Appers, Super Chatters, all your people that support. Hit the thumbs up, comment, share. Please, please share. Sharing is caring. So, we've done this show before, a similar show before. We talked about the relationships in Bridgerton. So, or Bridgerton. But, so this isn't particularly a review of the show. This is us talking about the relationships within the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? For instance, you know, like Hollywood and Aunt Vi and how we feel about that and the ups and downs they've gone through and what we can learn from and things of that nature. So that's what you'll be getting here. We ain't going to be breaking down like the premiere this year, even though we saw the premiere and we might have like certain thoughts to say about it, but most of it is geared towards the relationships in the show. What relationship do you want to talk about first?
You know what?
Because there's
let's go from good and end with bad.
Good and end with bad.
No, I'm sorry. Let's start with bad and end.
Bad and end with good.
Yeah. So let's start with the relationship I hate most.
Who, Nova?
No.
Oh,
any
no.
More than Nova.
Oh, I know who you hate.
You know, names
Darla and Ralph Angel.
And Ralph Angel. I love Ralph Angel. I think he's a sweetheart. I think he's a good man.
He is. He's a good guy,
I
man.
really do. I think he's just a sweetheart. Darla, I don't trust her. I don't like her. I don't think they should be together.
Nah.
I could smell it when he first thought about proposing to her. And I was just thinking, don't do it.
But he didn't listen to you.
She's going to break his heart again. I can see it coming. I don't think she's all that great for him. I think he's so in love with her. He just tells himself all the time that she's so wonderful and so marvelous. But my thing is, what is she doing so wonderful and so marvelous? You know what I mean?
True.
It doesn't seem, the relationship doesn't seem to be reciprocal. You know, he goes above and beyond for her, but what is she going above and beyond to do for him?
Oh, man. Not much. She's kind of just there.
She's just there.
She's getting credit for the happiness that Blue feels because the family's together.
Yeah.
And this is why I feel bad about Darla, because I trusted her. All right. Like, I was like, you know what? She was in her addiction and she fought for it and she got out. And she was reconnected with Ralph Angel, and things seemed like it was going good. And
the whole time, what was I saying?
You was like, "Don't trust that girl."
Nope.
You was saying it. You was like, "Don't trust that girl," and I was like, "Yo, man, look, she's working herself out. She's getting better." And then she turned on him, tried to get custody from a kid. I mean, custody from a man and a family that has taken care of your child while you ran off, lived your life. So for her to come back and to kind of do the custody game that she ran last season, it doesn't help her case. And it's weird. I want this to work out because Ralph Angel is a good guy. Blue, I want Blue to have his mom and dad together. But Darla, I don't know, man. It's something about Darla.
Something about her.
Every time I look at her, it's hard for me to trust her now. And like you said, he was going to propose again. And in the premiere this week, he proposed again. And he's so excited. But even in this episode, and y'all might think I'm tripping, but remember last season where Blue would be up in the morning to go to school and Darla would just be in the bed? And like now in this episode, in the new episode, once again, Ralph Angel up, Blue up, she in the bed. Like she ain't got nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I'd say that Darla is doing this on purpose. I think this is her default. Like, this is kind of how she is, where she's kind of a slacker. Maybe slacker's not the term. I don't know. She's just kind of like a hanger-on. And you're right. She doesn't really bring anything to Ralph Angel's life outside of being the birth mother of Blue. Mm-hmm. And the happiness that she brings to Blue. I think now that we're looking into the 4th or 5th season, we're in the 5th season. I'm trying to think what season we in. I think we're in the 5th season. I think that we are far along enough for her to have the growth that she should have had to be, a better mother or a better wife, or I guess fiance, girl, lady
just
or whatever.
Better.
But she just, it's not working, man. And if you would have asked me, if Ralph Angel was to be, if he was to come to me and be like, yo, man, look, Darla been back for a while, the kid's happy, this, that, and the third, I want to propose to her. I would probably say, take your time. Mm-hmm. Don't propose, because I know, but then I also know how happy Blue is now because they've been playing house. So now Blue is happy. He over there making burnt toast all the time. And Ralph Angel is happy. But wrapping your happiness up in her, she's not the right person to do it in. And I think in the long run, you might end up causing yourself more strife than just ripping that Band-Aid off and moving on. Because he met that woman. We were talking about the woman in last season.
The woman that was an attorney. I thought she was really great for him. They had a great time together. Mm-hmm. She was actually, concerned about him and his situation and saying what she could help him and do for him. Those kinds of things. And
she brought something to the relationship.
And, it's not, and I don't want anybody to think, oh, y'all just judging her because of her past. This has nothing actually to do with her past.
I am judging her because of her past.
No. I'm talking about.
She did him dirty.
I'm talking about her drug use and stuff.
Oh, no, not the drug use, no.
I'm like beyond that, because it's not even about that. It's about how she handled the whole situation. In
with
terms
the custody
of
stuff,
allowing her parents to get in her head, mm-hmm. and allowing their money to influence her, because that's what that was, and go ahead with trying to get custody, from
and the way
Ralph
they
Angel.
did him,
and the way it was just shady.
Yeah, because the way they did him was like, you're not good enough to be his dad.
And we're going to even put out the fact that you're not his biological father.
Yeah,
it was just
and
really,
it didn't help
really
that it was in Nova's book too.
Yeah.
That
it was
didn't
just
help.
really nasty, and I just don't trust her.
And she was part of that, even though they kind of framed it in a way where you know, like she didn't want to be part of it, like halfway through it, she still agreed to start doing
She
it.
had
You
the
know what I'm
power.
saying?
She had the power to stop it because
Yep.
she's the mother. So she had the, you know, only no one could bring this case but her.
Yep.
You know, so I just don't trust her. You know, since
Yeah,
that
I don't
really don't.
trust her
I
either.
think it all has to do with what benefits her, quite honestly. You know,
And right now, it benefits her to be with Ralph Angel because she doesn't have a job, at least that we know of. And I think she lost that parking attendant job. She ain't got no job. She ain't got nowhere to stay. Ralph Angel got a house already, got a business.
she don't seem like she's trying to find a job either.
She don't seem like she's trying. Once goes back to the hanger on thing. She seems like a slacker. She seems like a leech, and the only thing that she really provides is the comfort in a home for Blue. But what does she provide Blue as a mother? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really. I mean, I'm not here to say that she don't do nothing, because she has done things for Blue, but it's so. I think it's because the things seem so surface level and so basic that it's hard to give her like the mother award.
You know
what
what
I'm saying?
else I just realized?
What's up?
She is the only character I can think of that they have not made clear what her purpose and her passion is.
Yeah.
She has no drive, no purpose, no passion.
Everyone else on the show
else.
has a purpose and a passion.
Not
She
her.
doesn't. She's just there. And see, that's a problem. Especially when you come to contact with people in the world where they have no purpose, no aim, no passion. And not to say that you have to be some kind of entrepreneur or something. That's not what we're saying. We're saying, what do you want to do in life? What do you want to contribute to your family, to the world? What do you... And she doesn't seem to have any kind of drive or passion or interest in anything really.
No.
And I think that's a problem.
That's a huge problem.
I think Ralph Angel is gonna... I hope he doesn't, but I feel like he's gonna pay for this. Man, oh man. I will say this. If he ends up paying for this in a very negative way from Darla, I hope that we're done with Darla forever on this show. Because I think she's had enough chances.
I was upset when they got back together. I was like, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I think she's had enough chances.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then in and out of Blue's life and all this mess, she done did enough. So let's move on to a relationship I don't like. Which is Nova and the ex-officer Calvin. Yeah.
Well, let's start here. I just don't like Nova.
Nova is...
I think Calvin's an okay person.
Yeah, Calvin honestly didn't do anything to me.
He's an okay person. I don't like Nova. I
Yeah,
don't trust her. She's kind of there in the bucket with I was gonna call her Dora, with Darla. She's in the bucket with Darla for me. I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. Well, people grow and I've grown. I don't really see that you've grown like that, honey, because you still got that book out there and you're actually using the money from that book to do other things. And that book was whoo, man. And don't get me wrong, all of us can probably write a book the way Nova wrote the book, but it's just shouldn't. You know?
Bruh, man, that's... Especially when you have like a high profile person in your family and they're going through a divorce and all this mess. Yo, wow.
I love how she put everybody's dirt out there.
Except hers. She ain't say, I'm the activist queen over here laying up under a white man. She ain't saying none of that.
Sneaking and sliding.
First sneaking, slipping, sliding under another woman's man. He's married and he white. So you complicit.
And he's a cop.
You complicit in the home wrecking.
He's a white cop.
He's a white cop. But you ain't putting that out.
No.
Miss Activism.
Oh, no.
She ain't putting that out. Man. And I'm not saying that a relationship like that can't work. I'm saying there's a lot of contradictions in there. We can't pretend like they don't exist.
Thank you.
There's a lot you gotta do a lot of explaining with a relationship like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do a whole lot of explaining. But shouts to Kid at Heart, nice to see you. What up, what up? So here's my thing with Nova. All right, so the interesting thing with Nova is something that they did with Charlie too. But you got a brother in the show. And this show is run by black women. So I don't want to hear it. So you have Nova come in contact with a brother, good brother.
That went above and beyond.
That went above and beyond to see her, to make himself available, to let her know that he's interested.
To support her in what what her passion was.
And want to push her forward, right?
Yep.
And she was like, nah, I don't want to do that. You trying to push me, you trying to make me something I'm not, right? So then she stops dealing with old dude. Good, solid brother. He's interested in her passions, wants to help support and all that stuff. She don't want to be around it. The second she get rid of him, then she started doing what he was trying to push her to do.
Exactly what he was pushing her to do.
Really? And then all of a sudden she like, oh, I'm gonna be so weak in the knees over this white dude. Really though? But let's talk about this relationship. It's doomed to fail. Here's why. Because you have two people that are, I would say, actively ignoring the reality of their situation. Nova isn't a black woman that pretends to be white or a black woman that pretends to be a pick-me. She is a black woman that is, I would say, highly self-righteous, rooted in black activism. You know what I'm saying? She burning sage all the time and incense, cutting off her dreads, praising to the ancestors, super hotepped out.
Yeah.
So now when you super hotepped out and you super black power, you know what I'm saying, all activism out, Black Lives Mattering it up on the news, you on the front lines.
We got to do something about these cops. Ma'am.
Ma'am, you laying up under a cop.
Does that include the one in your living room?
Yeah, does that include the one in your bed? So then she needs to realize that the reality of the situation is the way he sees people that look like you at large is much different than you see them. Fundamentally. Now, I do think that he is open to try. You know how the white people be trying to learn and stuff. I think he is trying to be open and learn stuff. And like he said, if the movement will have me. And I do like that because there's some white people that be trying to jump in your movement. Y'all ain't asked for their help. So he said, if y'all will have me, I'm down to help however I can. Now, he also said, I never did this, I never did that. Yeah, but you never spoke up against those that did. Right. And I know there's some in your police precinct that did because we covered that in season 2.
Exactly. And this is my other thing with that. Calvin may be a totally decent guy, and I really do think they've written his character to be, he's a totally decent guy. The issue I have is that we don't have the space as black folks, being that Nova is head of the movement.
Yeah, she got the black fist up all the time.
We don't have time or space for exceptionalism. Meaning, we don't have time to be finding the exception.
He the cool white boy.
To the bed of snakes. Yeah. And what she's doing is trying to find the exception to the bed of snakes and indirectly begging everyone else to see his exceptionalism. Yeah. And it's a distraction. We don't have time for it.
Nah, we ain't got time for it.
And I still don't think he's completely clean because this whole thing with his grandfather, where she's like, oh, I can't wait to go to the party. He's like, I think we should skip it. What you mean? It's your grandfather's 85th
because that grandfather gonna be a doozy. Because I'm gonna call it right now. He gonna
come out there with his hood on.
I'm gonna call it right now. He gonna come out and it's not gonna just be granddaddy. It's gonna be everybody up in there. Gonna be racist,
and we're gonna find out
Calvin
about
ain't
some
gonna
roots.
say a word.
We're gonna find out about some roots he got that's not gonna be nice.
And Calvin Calvin will be against it, but he's not going to speak against his family. So Calvin's going to be in this weird neutral space where it's like, I want to protect my woman, but at the same time, I'm not going to speak up against my family.
Right.
So now that's going to create an issue between those two because they're unequally yoked. So now it's going to cause an issue between them, and they're going to be fighting all the time. Now, of course, this is the type of show that has already shown us that they're going to make somebody go out of the way to be with a white man, because you also have to think about the mentality of someone who will leave their wife and children for you. You have to think about that mentality just for a second. If you marry this man or have children with this man, will he also leave you back to go to them or to someone else?
Right.
You had to be very careful about that. You know what I'm saying? This man left his wife and kids for you. You gotta be, and you gotta remember how you caught him. You caught him in a dirty way. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be very, that stuff come back.
Yeah.
That energy come back. So I think the relationship is doomed to fail.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I really, really don't. It's a mess. And I think, again, more so than anything, it's a distraction and a diversion from what it is she's supposedly trying to do in her community. And I think she does great stuff in the community. I think she's great as a leader in that community. I really, really do. I just don't like her as a person. I think she doesn't genuinely take responsibility for stuff. She says, I've changed and I've grown, but I don't think she's genuine.
It's always this passive aggressive, not passive aggressive, like this passive I've grown kind of thing without taking full responsibility for stuff. Like she's the kind of person that's like, things have been said, and it's like, no, you said things to me that were hurtful and disrespectful.
Yeah.
That things were said.
You found a way with that book to disrespect
everybody.
There were shots fired in every direction except yours.
She murdered her family in that book.
Except yours. And the thing is, the book, because remember, the book was supposed to be about her. Laying it on the line about herself.
Matter of fact,
laying herself bare and all these things.
Didn't her teacher, Freddie, Freddie the one told her, lay yourself bare? And she was like,
you mean in
let me
bed?
lay everybody else bare.
She was like, oh, you mean in your bed? Because that's what happened right there.
Kid at Heart says she only changed when it's convenient, sips drink. You're right. And I think that this another hindrance
in the bucket with Darla.
Yeah, and another hindrance with the relationship or with her movement in general is that anyone with some stones, every time she come around talking about black power, this black power, that, they're gonna be like, yeah, but can you explain the white boy you brought up here with us?
The white cop.
The white cop that you brought up?
Yeah.
The people that we fighting against, the people that we're trying to get defunded, the people that shot a little kid outside in less than 10 seconds?
Because honestly,
shot a kid without giving them a chance to speak.
Yeah, I'm honestly more concerned about him being a cop than I am him being white. Because the cop thing is actually more an issue than him being white, honestly. But I know they go hand in hand.
They kind of go hand in hand. Yeah. It's tough, man, because a cop can be, but then you also have this willful negligence sometimes with the whiteness, where it's like, oh, well, are you sure it's really racism? Are you sure you just didn't notice it or something? So you might have that kind of dumb stuff, but yeah, the cop thing is dangerous.
Yeah.
So I think it's doomed to fail. I don't think it's going to last. I'm tired of Nova in general as a character.
I really am.
Yo, when she wrote that, she was already self-righteous. She was already self-righteous. But when she wrote that book, like, I'm gonna be honest, she was even surprised to see Ralph Angel come up in the house. And look, and I told Lisa, I said, look, I would love to say, NERDSoul is a cool cat. NERDSoul be aight. He tries to get over things a bit, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I could go over Nova's house.
He be holding on, y'all.
Man,
look, be holding on.
Because I don't know if that book is serious. And she hit Ralph Angel she hit him personally about talking about like he's immature or whatever, he's not ready or whatever, or man child, whatever she said about him. Then talked about his child.
Yep.
And then, even though we ain't down with Darla, still talked about the woman he loved. Oh, and talked about his paternity over the child. She laid him out in that book.
And then went hard in on Darla talking about her past. And
Yeah.
it's like,
yo,
ma'am,
look, I don't know if I'd be ready yet.
Like, who did you write this book with? Wendy Williams?
Yo, I'll be honest. I don't know if I'll be ready yet. Like I'll be trying to be like, yo, NERDSoul's cool. I'll be trying to forgive. But at the same time, just because I've forgiven you, don't mean I have to give you my space. Don't mean I have to give you my energy. Just because don't mean I have to let you into my space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah. I might, they'd be like, are you still mad with Nova? No, I've let it go. Are you going to come to Nova's house? No, I'm not. Nova, I wish her well.
And see, that's
the best I can say for that girl.
Because that's what some people don't understand. Some people have gotten it confused. Because a lot of people have preached that, oh, if you, forgiven, then you should be able to embrace them and move. No. Because sometimes you have to know when to no longer interact with people. Because you could forgive somebody, but if they still have this bad energy, you don't need to be around them anymore. You can feel when somebody's energy is not good. When you get uncomfortable around people, it's just, something about them that's just not right and it bothers you. It's okay for you to say, I need to protect my space.
Yeah.
I don't hate you.
Like, I don't have
I ain't
to be
walking
around
around
them.
mad with you, but you cannot
But
be in
you
my
stay over
space,
there. I'm going to
and
stay
I
over
can't be
here.
in yours.
I'm be cool.
Yeah.
But we talked about two bad ones. I want to talk about a relationship that I love on this.
Well, before we get to them, let's talk about the lack of relationships with Charlie and how she's run these men off.
Man,
With her lies and omission of information. Because she's had two good men.
Charlie had two good men. Charlie had, what was it? Rob. She had Robert.
Robert from the Cosby Show.
Robert from the Cosby Show. He bald-headed now, but she had him. Shouts out to bald-headed brothers all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a villain, then like Lex Luthor, then not shout out to you. But to the good bald-headed brothers out there minding their business, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. And he was a good man.
He was. He was a very good man.
He helped her through a very rough period when he didn't have to.
He genuinely cared. Her.
Yep. Genuinely cared, was genuinely interested, but somehow, you know what I'm saying, the writers of this show couldn't make that work. They had to make sure that she found someone else. Now, here's the thing. We do have one actual black couple, well, two black couples in here, but Rob was a good dude. But she ran him off, and she was dirty. She showed a very dirty side. She showed a very dirty side of herself with him. What was his name? Was it Remy?
I think it was
Remy. It was Remy. Remy was good dude. Introduced her to Mr. Prosper. Yeah, he did. Remy did introduce her to Mr. Prosper.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because Mr. Prosper was friends with her dad. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, he was just good all around and honestly cared about what she was doing, cared about what she represented, and was willing to give up himself not only to help her vision, but also for her time in a relationship romantic setting. Everything was golden. I was like, oh, this is a slam dunk.
Yeah, and I can't remember what it was that happened where
she was kind of in her back and forth between the Boudreaux and all that. She did something dirty that he saw and didn't like. And I can't remember what it was. Guys, y'all let me know in the comments of the chat. I can't remember exactly what she did, but in her back and forth between the Boudreaux or whoever, I remember she did something dirty and he saw another side of her that he was just like,
Yeah.
And then her kind of energy around it was like, well, if you can't handle it, it's like, no, it's not that I can't handle it. It's wrong.
Yeah.
What you're doing is wrong. So, can't remember exactly what she did, but I remember he saw another side of her he wasn't really feeling.
Yeah, and then the doctor.
Yeah, and then we get the doctor. And the doctor, he's minding his business. He out there working for the people, doing his thing, trying to make sure people got health. Got health care, and they can't see nobody because they undocumented and stuff. So he's doing his best to try to make sure people got health care. And all these people that kind of like work on the farms and stuff, he doing his best. You know what I'm saying? Minding his business.
Then he finds out about the workers working on their land.
Yep, that died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regis said she was going to give the other family half of her company. Oh, yeah. Remember? She was going to give up the half of the company so she could be part of the board or whatever. So she could get, And he would, thank you, Regis. Thank you. Let's see. Kid at Heart said, I don't watch the show. I can't help. Yeah. But so, you got the doctor dude, he chilling, doing good work, introduced her to the pastor guy because she was getting ready to run for city hall and all. But see, she forgot, some people died on my farm because I forced them to keep working before the storm came.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. And she, instead of coming clean up front, she kept it from him. And he
just slam walked out. He was done.
He was like, I'm out. He was like, so she done messed up 2 good relationships she could have had. You know what I'm saying? One with a brother, one with another, but we're going to let it slide. But 2 solid guys that she ran off. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Look, sometimes the problem is you, boo. And I know, but sometimes the problem is you. Because this 2 good dudes, you ran off by yourself.
Yeah.
Kid at Heart said they got slaves on Black History, B. What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, man. But
let's talk about our favorite relationship.
Our favorite relationship. Finally. We can end on a good note.
Yes.
The best relationship.
Yeah.
Is Aunt Vi.
And Hollywood.
I
love them.
I love them.
I love them as a couple.
They care about each other. Yep. It's real. It's honest. They've been through some tough stuff. Like him and his ex-wife that he kind of has to sort of care for to a certain degree.
Crazy Maxine Shaw.
Crazy Maxine Shaw, attorney at law. And even her issues that she's gone through, and working together, throughout her, her David Allen Greer coming back, you know what I'm saying? Her working through that, him being there for her with that, and then him kind of like leaving because they split for a little bit. But that love is real, man. And they care for each other. He wants her to win, and she wants him to win, and it's something special.
They're so great together. Like, I love them together. It's like that strong Black love. I mean, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic.
It's something beautiful to see because not only is it Black love, but they're both what I would consider, I guess they're what most people would consider dark skin. Mm-hmm. Or at least at the very beginning of the spectrum of dark skin for Aunt Vi and dark skin definitely for Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So you got 2 people that are in love, dark skin, and there's no craziness. Well, there's a little craziness, but not craziness they did. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I love it, man. They're an older couple. They still frisky. You know what I'm saying?
Very.
Because they ain't got no kids in the house. You can do whatever you want when you ain't got no kids in the house.
Can't even finish making the cakes.
Look, man, sometimes you need a little break.
Yeah, too busy trying to get cakes.
So, I love that they show what they've gone through, that they show that they don't compete with one another. I really like that because especially when you have 2 people that are interested in like starting endeavors or whatever, sometimes you get into this dumb thing where people as couples compete with one another and they don't. Also, the money that he got. Did you see him get stingy over that money? No. He was like, I'm going to use this money to better my baby's vision.
And community.
And community. Mm-hmm. And so that, I can't be no happier with their relationship.
Yeah.
Whether he's driving the cakes or the pies or somewhere, or helping in the kitchen, or building his own thing, it's all for them to have a better life.
Yep.
And I can't be mad at it, man. For real. Like, Hollywood is that dude. Yeah. And everybody respects him because he do the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
He's there for Ralph Angel.
Yep. Blue loves him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Nova and Charlie respect him. He lays it down for real. Like, when Nova did her thing, he was like, look.
Say, you was wrong, girl.
He was like, you was wrong. You was dead wrong. You wrote this. You read this.
And you still put it out there.
And
then you went, I can't stop. It's too late. It's too late. They're already printing it. Well, you could have stopped it before they started printing it.
Also, her friend, I forgot, Nova's friend was like, girl, you sure you want to put this out? Because remember, she let her friend like read one chapter or something like that. And her friend was like, yo, I don't know if you want to go here. Like, this, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Mugetsu in the house. What up, man? Yo, thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Yo, Mugetsu, look, I got to get on your level. But look, when I get on your level, because I'm waiting for the new Hori fighting commander, the Octa. When I get that controller, when I get back into the game, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to level up. You know what I'm saying? When I put the do-rag back on. Because I play Rashid. So when I put the do-rag back on, then it's going to be real. But I can't give you, I ain't got no remorse for Nova, man. Because there were too many roadblocks that was like, you sure you want to do this? Yeah. You sure you want to do this? I don't know if you should do this. Because remember when her publicist was like, hold up, they don't know about this?
Yep.
They were like, the publicist was like, hold up. They don't know you're writing this?
Because she said, have you talked to your family yet? And she was like, no, not yet.
Yo.
Like, what you mean?
Man, look. Bruh.
So, yeah.
I don't know what to say. But, of course, Queen Sugar's back. So, I'm excited. It's going to be interesting to see how some of these relationships play out. Good to see Mugetsu got some. All right, I don't think I've seen you play a lot of Rashid matches, but you know what I'm saying? People be hating on the do-rag. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to come through with it. But I think we've exercised the demons. We've exercised the demons. We're glad the show is back. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Kid at Heart, Regis Hale, Mugetsu Gaming, you know what I'm saying? Anyone in the replay, much love to y'all. Before we get out here, Lady Lisa, say what's up.
Bye, y'all.
And of course, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Hit that thumbs up. If you like what you're seeing, hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you hit that thumbs down, all right, I'm going to send Nova after you. And she's going to write a story about your whole family. All right, podcast if you want to listen. Spotify for that music. And speaking of music, we got Architron for you. He dope, man. He got them beats. So from us to you, we thank you for watching. And of course, peace. We out. Yeah.